And we are live. My name is John Paul Berg, and this is episode 29 of The Philosopher, the Stoic, and the Teddy Bear. As usual, I'm joined with my co-hosts, Peyman Askari and Kris Eriksen. And today we will be discussing the Conservative Party convention. We'll be going over some specifics, gender ideology, non-Canadian citizens voting, and some of the, I have to call them partisan shills, the independent influencers. Before we get onto that topic, though, I would like to let our viewers know that our YouTube has actually been deactivated. They just nuked our account. There was no specific reason given, and they kind of our appeals were to no avail. So we are going to try to relaunch the YouTube account, but it's absolutely best for you guys to follow us on Substack. Even if you don't use Substack, it's the best way to support our channel, because there's every other platform operates on an algorithm, and because of our views not conforming to establishment parameters, we're very deboosted on virtually all of these platforms. Now, Substack, you get it emailed to you. We're not going to be spamming. We're not going to be making any releases to bother you. It'll just essentially be the show and relevant content, and this way you can ensure that you're actually able to see it. So with that said, I say we jump right into it. This has been quite the topic since it's happened. What are your thoughts on it all, Peyman?
I think it speaks to something, that a bigger problem in the Conservative Party, and basically the Conservative Party is dying. They've ridden this wave for long enough, and they fooled people and said, hey, look, the word conservative is in our party name. And that what happened, it split the party. You have the supporters that are trying to defend what happened. I'm speaking to the transgender part now, where they voted down a bill that would oppose transgender ideology vis-a-vis children. Half of them are saying, no, you're misinterpreting the bill, while the other half are saying this shows, the Conservative Party has shown their true colors. What I'm saying is it just shows that people are getting ready to walk away from the Conservative Party. They've had enough.
Yeah, I agree. And it's one of those things where they get this, they have the nerve of saying, oh, vote splitting, you just want to get these, but look at those numbers, right? It was 50-50. So you have a party that is claiming to be conservative, that is 50% liberals voting. Basically, the parental rights are not there. Protecting children is not at the forefront, right? Second biggest podium in the country. We barely ever hear a peep out of Polyev about it, if ever, right? They all voted for Bill C-4. So you're right. It's like the idea of conservative in name only is very similar to down in the States, right? Republican in name only, rhinos. And it's one of those things where I'm glad it happened. Like, I wanted to see like everyone come together, right? And show people, like, if you can't see it now, that there is clearly a problem with the Conservative Party with regards to, I just call them the establishment. It all leads to the Uniparty, because on the core issues, they are all aligned. Right. And so you elect a conservative government, you see that we're going to continue the trade war. Right. And everyone always says, too, I'll land it here. Everyone always says, you got to wait till they're elected. They can't say anything until they're elected. No, principles, values, all that stuff matters. If you stay quiet, then you have none. Speak to your truth, right? To the truth. And we never get that. So I'm glad, because the mirage kind of like slipped away with this episode. I'm looking forward to, because there is so many things to point to that it's like, and we'll get attacked for it. Oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. You're just helping Carney. It's like, Carney is an establishment puppet as well, right? They're all in it together. They've shown us over and over again that they don't care about us, and they just want they want the conservative membership to just keep going along with it. And then we'll get into the propagandists, or the whatever you want to call them. I'll leave it there, though. Go ahead, JP.
So, yeah, I mean, we have to remember that this party not long ago was known as the Progressive Conservative Party. When Pierre ran for leadership against Jean Charest, and you listen to the speeches of Charest, he was saying that. He was like making it a point, and he was saying we should pivot more to the center. He was like totally elucidating that premise. And then there was Pierre, and that was what they kind of pitted the populist, more socially conservative Pierre, so to speak. That was the way it was presented, against the progressive Jean Charest. But I mean, people have to remember that this party, I mean, at its base was never conservative, especially by an American standard of conservative, or what the word is supposed to, the term is supposed to entail specifically. So I mean, for me, it's not shocking. You look at their record thus far. I mean, everything is there's nothing that's done. It's like I say, a real leader. We need leadership right now where we're so lost. We're in such a bad way. We need a leader that's going to be bold enough to actually take a hard stance against some of these contentious topics and then convince people that that's the right way to go. And we don't see that. They're actually, there's people trying to make the argument now that, you know, if we don't accept this, the libs are going to get in. That's all they got, right? Don't split the vote in some variation.
Yeah, it's funny. I was in a space last night, and they were trying to hold the People's Party to account for the posts that they made where they insinuated that these social media influencers were coming after your children, which I believe they've taken the post down now. And there was a lot of people it was 50-50. Like, usually when this happens, it's like 95% dumping all over the People's Party because the Conservative Party unleashes their trolls and their bots and their shills. But this was 50-50. Like, half the people were saying this is unacceptable language. The PPC cannot say this of these poor, innocent social media influencers. The other half, they were pissed. They're like, I don't give a blank. I don't care what they say. I don't want this in our schools. I'm sensing that there is a cultural shift coming. People, they're tired of being politically correct to the detriment of their children. People are tired of being weak-kneed and spineless. And the Conservative Party, in my opinion, picked the worst possible time to drift even further to the left. I'll hand it over to you, Kris.
You can say the worst possible time or the perfect time as far as needing that Overton window to shift just a little bit, because it's right on the edge as far as people waking up to this game that people are playing. Right. And that's the thing is, you know, do I agree with the post from the PPC? Well, not really. Right. Because I think because some of those people in the picture I didn't even know. Right. Like, we'll get to them. We'll get to them on topic 3. But it's one of those things where if you're not overtly protecting children, you know, like, how is that hard? I put a post out yesterday. How is it so hard for the Conservative Party to back parental rights, to protect children, and to be told, shh, we can't do that. CBC will get mad. We can't do that. Carney will get elected again, or the next Liberal. It's like, you spineless. Like, where are we as a society when you have that kind of a situation where no one's standing up for parental rights? No one's actually out there trying to protect children. Are you kidding me? This is going to be the grossest. We saw in New York. Somebody who did transition just won a lawsuit, $2 million. I think it was on the 31st. Right. And you're seeing this happen to children. And how are you as the opposition able to sit back and say, we have to wait till we get elected? No, you don't, you cowards. That's the same game you've been saying for years on every topic that we criticize about staying silent, the vaccines, the convoy, there's so many topics. Just, we can't do that. We got to come to the middle. We'll lose votes. It's like, no, you know, you've lost your soul. You've lost your way. Right. And I think it's great. People need to wake up. It's the hardest, I think, the dissonance that comes, right, with having to accept that they're all in it together, that it's an establishment that is wanting to just protect the status quo, keep the games going, keep you blind to it. Like, that's the problem. And the CPC keeps people asleep. And that's the most, the worst time for that, right? So we need things like this to be able to make it clear so people can see it. They can wake up, but it's hard. It's like the hardest step to actually go, oh, crap. None of them care about us. No one's coming to save us, right? That doesn't mean you're blackpilling when you actually see the CPC HQ for what they are, right? And I'm not slamming. If you're a member and all that kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all conservatives. It's not all the MPs. It's the whips at the top of the party. They're all in it together. They want to keep it the same, and to our own detriment. You know, and so hopefully people wake up and start to realize it and start criticizing their party and actually getting involved in trying to change things. But when we see the convention, it's like 50% liberals, 50% conservatives. Okay, so what are we going to do? Go ahead, JP.
Yeah, both establishment parties are beholden to their donors, beholden to the whips in the party. They're not representing, these individual MPs are not representing their constituents. That much is obvious. And when you have such a well-entrenched and normalized establishment operating, when you control the opposition, you're actually setting the parameters for acceptable discourse. So by them taking these stances, now anything that falls outside of that is going to be able to be dismissed. Oh, well, that's extreme. That's far right. It's like they're not even remotely conservative. It's absolutely an insult to that. What are they conserving? I mean, so they support the weaponized mass migration. They started a lot of it. And I mean, going right back to Mulroney, now they're supporting the adversarial stance against the Trump administration that is going to make Canadians suffer economically, big time, even potentially worse. And now they're not opposing the trans stuff being pushed on the children. So what are you conserving? Pierre's paycheck? Essentially, like, what is it? It's just, it's such a cruel joke at this point. And that's what we need. We need people to get angry now and channel that into some actual viable change. And it is another party. Look, you don't like the PPC?